Welcome back. This is my night 2 reaction. Last week you guys saw my night 1, well, not reaction, night 2 review. Now I'm going to get into this right off the bat because I just said the word reaction. I was planning on doing a reaction video for WrestleMania. I didn't do it because I was with people when I was watching the event. Not everybody in my life wants to be filmed on camera. I'm sure if I asked, they probably would have been okay with it, but I just don't. I just didn't really feel like it would have been appropriate to ask. I know the people in my life, not everybody likes to be put in front of a camera, so there was no reaction video. So as a substitute, I am doing my reviews. So this is night 2. So right off the show, Stephanie McMahon opens the show. I think this is the first time we've seen like Stephanie McMahon on WWE TV since maybe 2022, since the allegations came out. So this kind of was like a shock. I wasn't. She was at the Hall of Fame the the other night, but this was like the first time that she appeared on WWE TV in a while. So it was kind of a surprise. I noticed that her theme song was a little bit reamped up. So the first match, right off the bat, is Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. Oh, and CM Punk was at commentary for this match. As you know, CM Punk, I think, storyline wise, was going to end up facing Seth Rollins, but he got injured, so they had to rebook it a little bit, and Drew McIntyre was the guy. Drew McIntyre won the WWE Championship during the COVID era, but he never got his winning moment in front of a live crowd, and that was what the story was about. So Drew versus Seth, they had pretty cool entrances. Drew McIntyre had the Scottish bagpipes, and it kind of sounded like they were playing Roddy Piper's song, which I thought was pretty cool. They're both Scottish wrestlers, and Roddy Piper was in the main event of the first WrestleMania. And Seth, his entrance was pretty cool too. So this match had a very fast pace. Right out of the gate, Drew McIntyre came hitting finishers. Seth hit his finishers. Most of the match was Drew trying to show off to CM Punk. He went in the crowd, took the text. Something I noticed is that CM Punk, he did do commentary, but he was kind of quiet compared to, like, if you listen to, like, the times in the past when he's done commentary, I just felt like he was being not as talkative as he usually is. Probably because I don't I don't know. I don't know. It just, to me, he kind of seemed a little bit more quiet than he would have been compared to the past. Probably because of some of the drama, and I don't know. I don't know why. Or maybe, I don't want to assume anything, but, I just noticed that he was a little bit more quieter. So, Drew ends up winning the world title. And Drew goes outside to the ring, gets on the announce table, shows off the title, and surprise, CM Punk attacks him, takes off the cast, or the sling, hits him with it. Damian Priest comes out, cashes in Money in the Bank, and Damian Priest ends up winning the World Heavyweight title. I was shocked. I was very surprised when this happened because I kind of thought they were going to forget about Damian Priest. I didn't see how it was going to play into the storyline, but it did, and it worked. And I thought it was a pretty shocking moment. A few months from now, I believe WWE is going to the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view. I think since that's going to be in Drew McIntyre's hometown, I think Drew is going to get the title back in his hometown. Him and CM Punk, I think they're going to face each other I'm trying to look at the camera. I think they're going to face each other at what pay-per-view is it? SummerSlam. Don't know if CM Punk is going to win the world title because I notice he is very injury prone. Well, not, I don't want to say it like that, but he has been getting a lot of injuries. And I don't know if you really want to give him a title because you risk him getting injured, but you never know. He might win it. WWE, their team of doctors, I think, is better than other companies. At least, that's what I think, but I'm not sure. That's what CM Punk claimed in the MMA hour, so maybe his injury won't be as... I don't know. Maybe his injuries won't be as bad as they were in the other company. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good match. When Drew and CM Punk face each other, it's going to be awesome. They have been given awesome promos on Raw. I can't wait to see that match. Okay, we have appropriate because WrestleMania was in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is the home of ECW, so we had a street fight. With the surprise... Oh, well, first off, Snoop Dogg did commentary for this match. And we had a surprise referee. Bubba Ray Dudley, who recently re-signed with WWE. We had Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. And I thought this was a pretty okay match. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits won. Oh, versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross and AOP. And I really liked that, like, some of the Bobby Lashley stuff they did, like, reference to Team 3D. Yeah, that's a pretty good match. Next match, LA Knight versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles came out with a new theme song. Hard to tell what it was because AJ Styles ran to the ring, so only heard like a few seconds of it. But this was LA Knight's first WrestleMania match. He won. Pretty good match. LA Knight is going to be probably a big star. He kind of reminds me a lot of Stone Cold Steve Austin. They both wear the vest. They both got arrested on storyline wise. They both got arrested on TV. Some people compare him to The Rock. I see more Stone Cold in him. So he's going to be a big star, LA Knight. Next, they did the WWE Hall of Fame introductions. We had the US Express, which is IRS and Barry Windham. IRS, he's the father of Bray Wyatt, so they had Bray Wyatt tributes during WrestleMania. Thunderbolt Patterson, Bull Lacano, I think I announced that name. The Rock's grandmother, Muhammad Ali, which for those of you that are wondering, for those of you that aren't wrestling fans, Muhammad Ali was like a referee at the first WrestleMania. That's why he got inducted into a WWE Hall of Fame. And you had Paul Heyman. Again, Paul Heyman is the creator of ECW. They're in Philadelphia. And Paul Heyman definitely is a WWE Hall of Famer. He has helped launch the careers of so many wrestlers. Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that name because I think he was part of the allegations. CM Punk. He's a greatest manager of all time. I would say that in WWE history. Next, we have the U.S. title match with Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. So, Randy Orton has been super fire lately. I feel like he dominated a lot of this match. But there was a moment in the match where Logan Paul, there's the Prime Energy mascot, Last year it was KSI. This year it was I Show Speed. Interfered with the match. Randy RKO'd him on to the table. And Logan Paul ended up winning the match. I'll give credit where credit's due. As an in-ring competitor, Logan Paul is okay. But outside, what he does outside WWE is a little bit controversial. So, not really a big fan of him. But I think Randy Orton is going to be challenging for the world title at some point in the future. And that's probably why they didn't have him win the U.S. title. I don't think it would have made a lot of sense to have Randy win a U.S. title and possibly challenge for possibly get a main event push after WrestleMania. So I think we're going to get a Cody versus Randy Orton match in the future. So Logan Paul walks away with the title still. Next match, women's title. Bayley versus Io Sky. Bayley had this new entrance. And she had a new entrance theme. And Bayley won the women's title. And looking at like the evolution of Bayley over the years, just seeing how she's evolved like character wise from like the hugger gimmick to the role model gimmick to what she's doing now. She's a good talent. Io Sky, I thought her entrance was also pretty cool. It kind of gave me NXT Black and Gold vibes. She did lose, but I think ultimately she could get a WrestleMania moment in the future. But on any other given night, again, if there wasn't the Cody versus Roman match, this could have been the main event, Bayley versus Io. So now we have the main event. A few years ago, I saw Avengers Endgame in the movie theaters for the very first time, and it was one of the most epic experiences ever. Never, ever did I think I would be able to feel something like that again in an entertainment realm. I did on this night with the Cody versus Roman match. It had that vibe. I had that same feeling. I've been a wrestling fan a long time. I feel like the stakes have never been this higher. I think I pronounced it right. Skate. The stakes. I can't pronounce the word that I'm looking for. Let me see. Hang on. The stakes have never been this high in any other match since Undertaker's WrestleMania Street days. You really were on the edge of your seat with this one, because last year everybody thought Cody was going to win. Roman won. So this year made the match more unpredictable. And I really loved this match. It was awesome. Had a slow start. They built up towards the end, towards the finale of this storyline that's been going on for... This is like the culmination of like years of storylines coming together. You had this match represented 40 years of WrestleMania history, and it represented like what has happened since like the last few years. And in this match, we had a moment where Jimmy Uso came out. His brother Jay saves the day. I really like how they had all the good guys take out all the bad guys. And it was really surprising. Hang on a second. Just bear with me for a second. Okay, I was fixing something on my TV. It distracted me, and don't worry about that. Okay, as I was saying, this match was pretty cool. We had Jey Uso and Jimmy. Jey took out Jimmy, and we had Solo. But every time that Cody was about to go for the win, there was somebody that interfered. Solo attacked Solo Sikoa. John Cena came out. That was a surprise. John Cena takes out Holo. The Rock comes out. Rock takes out John Cena. Rock gets the weight belt. He's about to hit Cody with it. And what do we hear? This was the biggest surprise. The Dong, the Undertaker, showed up. I think Undertaker and Rock used to be a tag team at one point, but I don't know if they've ever really had a good... Well, what was I trying to say? Well, it would have made more sense if Stone Cold came out, but I think it was a big match. Having it be like the surprise of The Undertaker made it even more epic. But Undertaker, he comes out, he takes out The Rock. Oh, we had Seth Rollins, the Shield music. Roman takes out Seth. There's a moment in the match where Roman has the choice to choose the weight belt or the chair. And he had the choice to take out either Cody or Seth. And because Roman, back in 2014, Seth turned on Roman, and Roman couldn't let that go. So ultimately, that ended up being the demise of Roman Reigns. He grabs the chair, hits Seth in the back. That ends up leading to Cody Rhodes hitting him. Cody hits the crossroad 3 times, and Cody Rhodes, 1, 2, 3, wins the title. This was the most emotional moment in WWE history. Samantha Irvin, you could hear it as she was ring announcing that she was having trouble announcing it. She was like very emotional. You could tell she was crying. I don't think I've ever heard a ring announcer cry during a match. This was like one of the best WrestleMania matches I've ever seen. It's up there. I don't know how WWE's going to be able to top it. Yeah, Cody Rhodes with his celebration. Everybody came out backstage. Everybody that was like connected to Cody Rhodes came out. He invited Triple H. A few years ago, Cody Rhodes created AEW. He broke the throne. And tonight, when Triple H came out, they shook hands. It really felt like this was the beginning of the Triple H era. And it also felt like the beginning of like healing from Vince McMahon's issues, from healing from the trauma of Vince McMahon. It was a very emotional moment. Cody Rhodes finally wins the title. Roman Reigns was champion for 1,136 days. That is the longest title reign in WWE history, in the modern day history. 4 years. It's been since like the 80s. We have not had a title reign this long since the 80s. So, looking back, his title reign will be remembered. Now, what's next for Roman is, I think it's time for him. I think at SummerSlam, he's going to face Seth Rollins. I think it's time to start setting up the redemption story for Roman. He spent the last 4 years as a bad guy. Next, it's time to make him a good guy. And it's about him receiving redemption, working his way back to the world title as a babyface. And what's next for Cody Rhodes? Well, I think he's going to carry the company for the next few years. Cody Rhodes is the new face of WWE, in my opinion. And the Raw after Mania, we had The Rock and Cody. The Rock told Cody that he was going to leave for WWE to make a movie, but he's going to come back. From what I saw, I think it's going to be about 2 months. 2 months that he's leaving WWE for. So we're going to get the Rock versus Cody match at some point. What's next is to make Cody a bigger star. You need to have him face some of these legends. But yeah, this is the beginning of a new era. Kind of feels refreshing. WWE, I felt like, was long overdue for a change. We now have a new champion. It's a new era. I like that they are now calling it professional wrestling. Vince McMahon never wanted to use the term pro wrestling at all. Pro wrestling is back. So Cody's going to take this company into the future. My opinion, WrestleMania 40 will go down as one of the biggest WrestleMania ever. From what I'm seeing, is broken multiple WWE history records. I don't know how WWE is going to be able to top it. With WrestleMania 40, now they got to start working towards building towards WrestleMania 50. I don't think we're ever going to see a storyline come this close to Cody versus Roman again in WWE. I don't know how they're going to top it. I look forward to seeing what's next for WWE. So, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, comment below. You don't have to. But this was my Night 1 and Night 2 review. So, what's next for me on this channel? Covering wrestling was pretty cool, but I'm not a journalist. Don't know if I'll do this all the time. I like to cover. I might cover some of the few special events. Like, I like doing the big events. I don't really do it like every week. I give credit to professional wrestling journalists that cover the sport 24/7. As an average person, I can't cover it 24/7. But what's next for me on this channel is now I'm going to be doing the Get to Know Me series. I can go back to returning to what I was planning on doing before. The Get to Know Me series, I'm going to tell stories of how I became fans of. And I do got a collection video series coming up too. So stay tuned for that. We're just getting started on this channel. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Or don't.